All right, guys. April 25th, 2017. We're back here with some trade recaps. Sorry we kind of went dark for a minute, guys. I was fighting a sickness for about week and a half, and just whooped my butt. But we're back now, killing it. So, what a better way than to recap 143.53% return on investment today. So, massive, massive, massive day. So, let's just start off with the first trade of the day, which was Apple. Apple was fighting this 144 here pre-market, which we knew was a massive level, right? So whenever trading Apple, we've seen it dip right into the 200-day, which was worked out perfect, right under 144. Bam, we triggered right over 144. Took Apple May 5th, 145 strike calls. We got in at $2.14 per contract. Bam, this baby just shot right back up. Then, big macro level was this 144.18. We kept hanging around it and had some chop. Now, this was understanding. It was one of those days in the market where we knew that extremely bullish. There was no sellers, and if there was sellers, they really can't take over in this market anyway. But with earnings reports coming up and everything that's happening in the world, volume's kind of taking longer to come into the market, right? Most of us as day traders are used to, bam, that immediate volume right off the open and don't adapt to change, and they just get crushed and just washed out, right? You have to have that experience and knowledge to understand what the market sentiment is and understand what big long-term investors are feeling and how they're trading, right? Not just you and what you're used to. So adapt, adapt, adapt. So we sold right here. I think it was, let me look at the trade. We sold partial at 11:22 a.m. So we sold partial at $2.40 per contract, right? So not huge gains because these were more expensive contracts. And then we ended up selling the rest up here at the end of the day as we ran into 144.90. Again, Apple playing it quite a bit. Right around that 90 tends to be a big level, and it normally doesn't make that whole dollar mark. So we sold there at 3:18 p.m., and our average sale was $2.44, and that was a 14% gain. So decent trade on Apple, more expensive contracts, like I said. But bam, this was the trade of the day, Netflix. So Netflix had some news this morning, and the news was something about them partnering with BIDU, something in China. I really didn't read it. I heard it from somebody else. And bam, we got in here at $2.95 per contract. We got in at 9:39 a.m. So we let it chop around for about 9 minutes. You guys can see pre-market it ran massive, right? So it's kind of hard to fight this and chase it towards the top. You want a nice little pullback. And you guys can see, looking back here now, perfect little pullback, right? We bought into this little spike. We had that little rejection. We knew that. We were waiting for one more low. Again, more expensive contracts. We bought May 12th, not May 5th. We even bought May 12th, so we even bought further out more expensive contracts at $2.95 per contract, right? Put in this low, and then bam, ever since that low, this did not stop. And at this point, Netflix didn't even give us really an opportunity to sell. And what I mean by that is this chart is just massive. There was no reason to sell whatsoever. I mean, where we sold was great. Looking back now, I didn't really know that here. I knew that, hey, we hit the 50-day twice. We were getting a little weak. All right, we hit it 3 times, popped right back over. We were getting a little top heavy here. Bam, I took partial the position off at $6.68, about half. Bam, we sold off, hit the 200, and started building. I said, all right, you know what, that's it. I'm done. We're getting close to the end of the day. I'm going to take the rest off at $6. Average sell, $6.37. So 115% on that, guys. Just doubled our money. So it was a monster run. Again, you have to understand the sentiment, how to trade these things, what option contracts to get into, what tight spreads to get into, guys. There's so much to learn. So experience is all that I have to say to you guys. And with that experience, you have to be patient. It's a learning process, and you have to. So second of all, our third trade was this Cat B. Cat B rejected this 206 breakout. Ideally, I was actually kind of being optimistic with this Cat B. I was thinking that it was going to break 206 and we are going to get a nice little spike from here on a daily. When I was seeing pre-market, I thought we'd get another spike like we did there. And I said, you know what? Small caps have been dead lately. Very quiet. I doubt that that's going to happen. And right when it was at that 206, I seen that on the level 2 in time and sells, studying it, right? And then it just had nothing. Now, we ended up shorting at 185. I wish we would have shorted at 206, but at that time, we were preoccupied with the Apple and Netflix trade. So this worked out great, though. We shorted it right at that 50-day moving average, right as it cracked 184. took partial at 169, which is hilarious because 1 minute later it had a massive sell-off. Covered the rest at 162, and then it just kept ticking, and volume was dying, right? You can see these volume dying. So we got out rest 160. Our average cover was 162 for 13% return on investment. So right here, I could have kept holding it. I wish I would have. As you can see, the 150s it went to. But again, volume was dying, and I don't want to be stuck there with size, especially on the daily. There's quite a bit of support below. I'm actually shocked that it did break this 150. So again, guys, 143% in one day. It was a long day. Had to babysit the Netflix and the Apple, and they made us work for the money today. But it was a very successful trade. And the first link, guys, in the bio is a free trader course. Sign up for that. There's a lot to learn. Been getting a lot of reviews from it, and everybody's been saying they love it. So sign up, risk free, and look forward to seeing you all in the chat room. Have a good day.